Now, the bloke who just stopped us in our tracks, filled our hearts and focused our minds was a guy called Morgan Cox. He was the one who was asking the question in and around immigration, saying, hey, can we just back off a bit for the amount of people that we're bringing into the country because people like me can't pay for our rent anymore. He was the one who told the panel, who of course a few weasel words and didn't answer his question, that he is now this close to homelessness after not being able to afford to live in Sydney. He moved to the Central Coast and now there's a chance that he's going to be under even more pressure. Morgan sent me an email in the past couple of days. He reached out to us after he saw us collectively reaching out to him. So Morgan joins us now via the internet. Morgan, thank you very much, mate, and good on you for having the balls and the strength to stand up there, because you weren't just asking a question about yourself, you were asking it about your family. How did you feel asking that question and the reaction to it?
Men don't normally ask for help, do we? It's soul destroying, really. To your job, your number one job is to look after your family, but we've been put in this position now where we're just being crushed. We're being crushed from every direction.
And you hear governments say, oh, we care about cost of living and we're trying and we're doing. They're not, right? It's all just things to paper over your reality. Now, you're a bloke, give me an idea about how hard you work, how long you've worked, and you're at a bloke who is one of those 3 million people that could be this close to homelessness. Tell me your story.
Well, I'm working at 2 jobs. I've got 3 kids. By the way, my littlest one is not a daughter, it's a son. I've got 3 boys.
Apologies, mate.
Yeah, so he's only 15 months old. So it's a real, it's really important that we have a house to live in. I'm working my main job, a business that I've been running for a long time, and over 20 years actually. And I've got my side hustles as well, and whatever I can do to get a bit of extra income. My partner's working as well, even though there's no daycare anywhere to be seen around here. But she'll take any time she can get to do any little bit of work she can, and we just can't do anymore. It's too much competition.
So 6 months ago there wasn't enough money, 12 months ago there wasn't enough money, and it just gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and then you get a rent increase of $180. How do you cover that? I mean, how is there any way you can find extra money?
Well, that's what we have to do. That's it, isn't it? And you know what? I know millions of other people are in a similar situation. And it's not just the rent, it's the electricity, it's the insurance. I run a business that has a lot of travel for work. The expenses are very high. So it's everything, and they're just being rushed. But the biggest thing, that one hit of rent, $10,000. Who can go to their boss and ask for an extra 10 grand? It's and much less, that's what is it, 10% or something increases as an average as well. So it's insane. I can't believe they're saying inflation is low. I can't believe it. It feels like gaslighting to say that the worst is behind us. It's insane.
Well, and this is the point, right? Which is that every price increase that's happened over the past 3 years, okay, the size of the increases might be changing, but it's on top of, on top of, on top of, on top of. So when you hear today, power prices up again, what do you want to say to the Prime Minister? What do you want to say to anyone who will listen about what this means for you when not only can you not pay the increase in rent, how are you going to do the power bill?
Well, that's right. My power bill's overdue. I had to sometimes I had to ring a charity place and ask them for some help with the electricity, and they were able to give me some credits. Still not enough to cover it. But there's just nothing. There's nothing I can do. That's what I'm saying. If it keeps going, like even another year like this, just one more year, I think millions of people will just be destroyed. They'll be just finished. They'll be living in tents. They'll be. I think it's going to be the biggest disaster this country's seen. It's just crazy.
I agree completely. And as a bloke who's working for himself, has for a while, you've subscribed to the same theory every other normal suburban Australian does, which is just go harder, work for yourself, go harder, go harder. And what does it feel like that no matter how hard you go, you just can't keep up with the speed of the treadmill?
Exactly, exactly. It's soul destroying, isn't it? Because as a father, your number one job is to take care of your family, especially when you've got young kids. And then there's only 24 hours in the day. There's only so much I can do. I understand there's heaps of other people in the same situation as well. Most of my friends saying the same things, even people who have mortgages. Um, it's all the same. Everyone's being crushed. I don't know where they get these numbers from for inflation and to say things like, you know, the worst is behind us. I really, it boggles my mind. And what's more, the solution seems very simple to me. At least part of it. It seems. I mean, we 5 years ago we had an emergency and they closed the borders. They just stopped it. They just stopped everyone coming in. We don't even need to go that hard. But is this not an emergency? Is 5 million people or some insane number of people potentially facing homelessness in the next couple of years? Is that not an emergency?
Yeah, absolutely. And all we do is add to the queue, add to the queue. Now, what line of business are you in? Because I want to plug your business. And anyone who is watching tonight who can flood you with some work, let's flood you with some work, okay? What business? How do we get in touch?
Smart hi-fi. I install home cinemas, home automation, stuff like that, electronics technology.
All right.
My job is to be called a systems integrator.
All right, smart hi-fi. I'm going to get the business links, all of that. I'll put them up on our Facebook page. But you're willing to do anywhere around the coast. If you've got to go up to Newcastle, you'll do that. If you've got to go down into Sydney, you'll do it.
Yeah, I work most days. Sometimes in the Hunter, sometimes I'm even in Wollongong, all over.
Good man. Strength and love to you, your partner, and your family. You are a good man who had the guts to tell the country what many other good people are going through. And I just want to say this from not some TV way, but from a bloke to another. Strength and love, mate. Strength and love. Keep fighting.
Thank you very much.
Good on you, Morgan. What a great bloke.